All right, class practice number 4 is not a will it precipitate form problem. It's back to a solubility type of question. But the first thing it asks you is to write out the expression for the way gold will dissociate. They always dissociate where the metal breaks off. And because I know chloride ion is a single ion, I know that it takes 3 of them. And that tells me that this gold has to be a +3 charge, because if there's 3 minuses on this part, there has to be 3 pluses on this part. Since this whole thing has 0 charge, they must be balanced. Then the KSP for this would just be the concentration of the gold ion times the concentration of the chloride ion cubed. We ignore this because it's a solid. The third thing they want you to do is calculate how many grams of gold ions would be in 1 liter of a saturated solution. And they tell us the KSP is 3.2 times 10 to the minus 23. Thing to realize is that from the first equation we can see that the concentration of gold and the concentration of chloride are in a 1:3 ratio. So whatever the concentration of gold is, there's going to be 3 times as much chloride ion. So I can substitute in 3.2 times 10 to the minus 23 is my KSP. That's going to equal the concentration of gold, which I'll call X, times the concentration of chloride, which has to be 3 times that, and the concentration of chloride gets cubed. And that's going to equal 27x to the 4th. So several steps of algebra later, realize that x is going to equal 3.2 times 10 to the minus 23 divided by 27. This whole thing raised to the 1/4 power, which is the same as saying I'm taking the 4th root. And that equals 1.04 times 10 to the minus 6 moles per liter. X is both the concentration of gold ions in solution and it's the molar solubility of gold chloride. This much gold chloride can dissolve. So, if I know how many moles of gold are in 1 liter, and I have 1 liter, how many grams is that? All I have to do is multiply the solubility, the concentration of the gold in 1 liter, times the mass of gold. Where I go to my periodic table and I see the mass of gold is 196.9665 grams per mole. You can see that grams are going to disappear. Moles are going to disappear. Moles in the bottom on this unit, moles in the top of this unit. I'm going to be left with the grams in 1 liter. That's what I'm supposed to be finding. And my calculator tells me that this is 2.1 times 10 to the minus 4 grams of gold ions.